You wanna get away, you better get in line. Won't go another day of wasting any time. I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter.
Hey guys, how we doing? Your boy John Anthony here, Chair Shot Sports. Thank you so much for joining us. First off, Merry Christmas to everybody. Also, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Yule, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you are celebrating, guys. Hopefully you're having an amazing holiday and get everything you guys want for whatever you guys want this end of the year. So we're here right now. Obviously, this weekend we have AEW World's End. Dynamite just ended a couple minutes ago. I'd be remiss if I'm going to talk about AEW by myself, but any of the stuff going on without talking about one half of the lowdown with Jessy B. Jess, how we doing, hon? How you doing?
Good. How are you tonight?
Doing all right. Doing all right.
Merry
Thank you for joining me on
Christmas.
this beautiful Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you as well. Awesome. So obviously you just saw AEW that just ended a little while ago. What are some of your thoughts as far as some of the qualifying matches and what you thought of the episode as far as the go home to World's End?
I don't know why my mic's muted, but there we go.
There we go. Okay, we're good. We're back.
I don't know. It was muted for some strange reason. I thought that it was better than the last two go home shows for sure. But it was a lot of, like you were saying when we were talking before the show started, it was a lot of qualifying matches.
Yeah, it was wild. Like just to see everything. So real quick, just to go over Dynamite before we get into World's End. I don't want to like rehash a lot of stuff, but like Ospreay, Ricochet, Commander, Okada, everybody wrestled in the blue and the gold rounds. And obviously Daniel Garcia and Kyle Fletcher wrestled the main event to see who was going to move on into World's End. So the semifinals are set right now. Ricochet and Ospreay are the gold winner and the runner-up, and then the blue is Okada and Fletcher. So Ricochet is going to be facing Okada, and Ospreay is going to be facing Kyle Fletcher at World's End, the semis to go into the finals. So just off the jump, not getting into too crazy of anything, let's just start with the first matchup. Ricochet and Okada. How do you feel about that match? Obviously, Okada, a lot to lose. He's obviously the champion going in. Like, what do you think about that matchup?
It's definitely an interesting matchup. Seeing the two of them together in a match that's just not a match I thought I'd see. So it's definitely going to be an interesting one. The two different styles for sure. One more fast-paced, one not so fast-paced. It's going to be a good match, but I don't know. Are we doing what our prediction are, or what we say?
Yeah, no. This is like because this is the semis right now going into the finals. So
Okay.
yeah, you can throw a prediction out for as far as this is the first gold and blue bracket. Yeah,
I think Ricochet is gonna take it.
See, I don't know, man. I keep seeing. I thought he might when he won it, and I saw. First of all, shout out to the Hammerstein Ballroom for throwing toilet paper on Ricochet,
right?
Like. And that's nothing against Ricochet, man. That's ECW country. Like that's a hardcore group of wrestling fans. It doesn't matter if you're WWE, AEW, ECW. Those guys are tough as hell, and it's in the fucking belly of New York, man. Like God bless. Like Ricochet's throwing up middle fingers. I loved it. It was awesome. I thought looking at Ricochet, I was like, man, maybe they're like looking at this, and Tony's going, man, they're really hating on this guy, thinking he's not doing a lot. He's kind of wasted here now that he's signed. Then I saw the vignette with him and Swerve. And Swerve was like, you blow this, I'm coming for you. And I'm thinking maybe that rivalry between Swerve and Ricochet could be awesome for 2025.
Yeah.
Those two have so much history together. And I think Okada makes the finals being the champion. I can't see him maybe going out that early. So I think Okada takes it. And then Swerve and Ricochet kind of go down that road for a couple months, probably going to Revolution. So obviously we're on different sides of those picks. Then we have Ospreay and Fletcher going for the semis, going to the finals. What are your thoughts?
It's going to be a great match. I mean, the first match was fantastic. The first match was so good. So I'm definitely excited to see the second one. But I don't think Kyle Fletcher takes it this time. I think Will Ospreay. I think the teacher beats the student this time.
Okay, all right. See, I'm on the opposite end of that. I think Fletcher keeps going what he's doing. Maybe we see a Callis family interference at some point, something in this match, something to do with that, and some nefarious tactics. I just think Ospreay's been doing a great job of kind of putting guys over and putting other people into that other echelon, that other main event level, and he's still fine. He's still going out there getting the cheers, still the fan favorite, still going to do good in the ring. Honestly, I think it's Okada and Fletcher going to the finals. That's my thought. So you have Ospreay and Ricochet going into the finals.
Yep.
Okay. So in your world, if it's Ricochet and Ospreay, who takes the Continental Classic?
I think they will probably give it to Ricochet.
Bold. That's bold. That's a bold call. Wow. All right. I mean, I see it happening. Like I said, either way,
the fire between him and Swerve.
Yeah. I mean, either way, if he wins or loses, I think either way it goes into a rivalry with Swerve. But the loss, I think, kind of feeds off more with Swerve, like kind of not degrading him, but like just kind of like going, like embarrassing him, like in the ring and things like that, bringing up the past and stuff like that. So,
but if he wins, then it's like Ricochet's got the I did what you couldn't do.
Yep.
And helps fuel the fire in the other way.
No, I agree. That's good. That's even better. And like that Swerve just kind of getting at him, like getting in his face. That's gonna be awesome to see. On this side, heavy Okada and Fletcher. I think this is Fletcher's coming out party. I think Kyle gets the win here, takes the belt, and that kind of solidifies him as kind of a singles main event guy, getting out of the shadow of everyone else, being his own guy, and kind of just moving forward as being the one guy being a champion instead of always being like paired up with a tag team, paired up with somebody, or like being in a group, like things like that. So I think Fletcher walking out of the tournament as a champion might be a really good call.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that happening too.
So that's a cool thing too. I think it's good. That's the cool thing I like about this tournament. Like there's a lot of cool things that could happen. Who knows what will happen, but it's going to be awesome to see who walks out as champion. I just hope it's not Okada.
Yeah. I hope it's not Okada either because he bores the hell out of me.
I just feel like it's a watered down version of what he used to do. I'm not saying like they're using him in the wrong way. It's just like I feel like it's just the comedic, the middle finger, like waiting. It's not the Okada that everyone's used to. It's so weird. Like that. Let him get the chains off of him. Let him just do what he does, and let him be him. And I just hopefully we get to that point. Like at some point, like get to him being that person. So, so with the Continental Classic talked about that out of the way. Couple other matches you want to talk about. Let's start with some non-title matches. MJF. Adam Cole going for the AEW Diamond Ring. MJF has won this for 5 consecutive years, holding on to this ring. This rivalry obviously is something that's very much been pushed back a little bit. Obviously, Adam Cole being injured. We've kind of been waiting on this, building it up, finding a way to get these two kind of getting their hands on each other. MJF obviously being off for a little while, coming back. In regards to this, it's hard for me to see MJF losing this. It's kind of like his moniker. Kind of like his trademark. I would understand if he kind of gives it to Cole, but it doesn't really do anything for Adam.
Yeah.
Winning a ring and walking around, it's cute for like a couple weeks, maybe a month or two, but like that's kind of MJF's shtick. When I met him a couple months ago, 2 months ago, I should say, he had it on, like he had the ring. That's MJF is with the AEW Diamond Ring. So I have MJF winning this match. What do you think?
I have MJF winning too. I would rather see MJF win this feud than Adam Cole. I don't know. Adam Cole just doesn't do it for me.
I just feel like they missed the. Obviously, it wasn't anyone else's fault, but like
with Adam Cole getting hurt,
that ruined injury screwed everything up for what they wanted to do with that rivalry.
So now it's been going on for so long that it's like, who fucking cares? Just end it already. Like, just get it over with. Like, make it stop.
No, I agree. It's like, a lot of, if you look at the MGF character and the kind of the run ever since he signed the big contract, obviously he went away for a little bit, got big, jacked up. I just feel like maybe he lost a little steam, lost a little fire behind this character. Obviously went back to being a douchebag, being a massive
Yeah.
heel. Instead of being like the people scumbag, he went back just being that asshole of a character, which is amazing, is what he does best. Maybe lost a little bit of steam from what could have been done with Adam Cole. So I feel like this, like you said, let's just get this done. We want to do it. Let's do it. Let's get it over with. Let's move on for both
Let's move
guys.
on.
Who's going to what, who's going to do what, and who's going for what championship. So,
Exactly.
But we both agree MJF's going to win the ring.
We've got an interesting comment from Mike.
Didn't see it. What do we got going on?
MJF will win this with the Undisputed Kingdom turning on Adam.
Ooh, I like it. Maybe Kyle O'Reilly's getting everybody, letting them know, like, dude, you do this for yourself. I like that. That's a good point. That could happen.
Yeah.
Again, then kind of give MJF kind of not a stable, but kind of some guys behind him. Makes sense for him going for the AEW championship this time of year, going to Revolution. Who knows what might happen, but I agree, man. There's been a lot of comments. A lot of people have been talking about the character, and I think MJF kind of needs to get back into the AEW World Championship title, like the hunt.
Absolutely.
I feel like obviously his promos are fire. Him on a mic is amazing. Awesome vignettes, him against Cole, but I think him going for that title makes sense, and getting into that this time of year makes total sense for the WrestleMania for Evolution. So hopefully that happens.
Yeah. Agreed. But yeah, I agree. MJF needs this more than Adam does. Adam just needs to move on to something different.
It's just so weird. Like, I feel like I'm not even shitting on him. Like, I'm not that guy. Like, ooh, like what do we do? Like, what is he doing? Like, yeah, I know he's got a stable. He's doing, like, I just feel like Adam Cole is like in the ocean, just floating.
Well, he's been injured more than not since he's been in AEW. So it's been really hard to get him invested into a long-term storyline because he's always hurt.
No, I agree. You can't like count on him. And the fact that honestly, like, MJF does amazing promo work, and I love when we break down the third wall, we kind of cross the line. And the fact that he said, I'm worried about your teeth and your cavities because your dentist doesn't see you anymore. I was rolling on the floor. I'm not even kidding you. I lost my shit. I was like, this man is awesome. What a great line. I loved it. It was awesome, man. I hope somewhere Britt was laughing too. That was an amazing line to hit him with.
Yeah, that was low.
But it was so good though. And you saw his face. He's like, all right, I see you. All right, man.
All right, cool. We're doing that. Gotcha.
I liked it though. It was good. So we'll just start with one of the first title matches, the AEW, obviously TBS Championship. Mercedes Moné, Statlander, going for the title. This is obviously their second encounter going for the title. Looking at this like above the whole thing, I think obviously it's hard to like bet against Moné. I know she's a big TK favorite. He likes her having that, but obviously I know the end result is her getting her hands on the AEW Women's World Championship. And that was obviously something that wasn't going to really happen when it was Toni Storm. So I think this might be the perfect time to let Statlander get her hands, on that belt. And it's not going to be clean. I think obviously it's been a couple weeks now since she was fired or let go. Or, I'm sorry, she quit. Camille kind of walked away from Moné. Not to say someone else doesn't interfere, but I think maybe Camille does something out of the crowd, down the ring, something or other. Someone does something to kind of distract Mercedes away and let Statlander get the 1, 2, 3. What do you think?
I don't think it's going to be Camille, because if you listen to the dirt sheets, we're probably not going to see her again in AEW for some reason.
I have heard that. Which is wild.
Yeah, something happened and they're not going to use her anymore.
WWE,
but I agree that it's a good time to take the belt off of Mercedes, especially give it back to Statlander. Stat was always a good TBS champion. I think that is just time to get it off of Mercedes. She can't go for the AEW World or the AEW Women's Championship when she's in the TBS belt. I would honestly like to see the TBS belt back on Julia Hart.
That would be amazing.
But Chris Statlander winning seems much better.
Yeah.
Of an option.
I just feel like there's a point where, like, obviously the sheets have been talking about it. Everyone knows it. Like, TK is a big fan and wants her to get. I feel like Revolution, however it's going to happen, whether it's the Brass Ring Challenge, however they're going to do it, whatever tournament you want to hold, I feel like that's going to be where you're going to see Mercedes grab the AEW Women's World Title. That's just my prediction. It's like 3 months away, but we'll see what happens. But I just feel like that's when it's going to happen. And the first part of that is to be taking that belt off of her. I mean, she can hold the New Japan one if she wants, but yeah, I just feel like this might be the time to start setting that little seed moving forward and kind of getting a rivalry with somebody moving forward. So
yeah,
might be a good call.
Yeah, her and Mariah May, it would be a decent feud.
Mariah would have to carry that
with
match,
the egos.
Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. I think it's too soon with the Tony Storm thing and like the amnesia. And tonight they're starting to address it a little bit tonight, like on the broadcast. They're talking about trauma and you're blocking it out. It's not amnesia. She's just blocking out the trauma of losing the belt, and now she just doesn't want to admit it. So she's regressing back into her former self. And
yeah, I heard them talking about that tonight.
Yeah, so it might be a little too soon for her maybe going to the title match, but I think after Revolution, that might be a good match, a good spot, I should say, for them setting up matches into 2025 with Tony Storm or whoever has that belt. Mariah may not be the best spot for her to go for a rematch, but someone else who has the belt, and then maybe revisit that on the road. So that might be good to see. So
yeah,
we got the International Championship: Tashida, Powerhouse Hobbs. I feel like Tashida hasn't been featured a lot on TV ever since winning this championship. I feel like he's been like not really seen a lot. Like maybe it's just me. Like he won it, and I'm like looking for him on TV. I'm like, okay. Powerhouse Hobbs too, the same thing. He's a little bit on Collision. He's been on Rampage. R.I.P. Rampage, by the way.
Yeah.
So this is a weird match for me. I honestly, I feel like
I didn't even know that it was happening until tonight.
Yeah, it was rumored, I think, a week ago. They talked about it. That's what I'm saying. I don't remember where on television or where on, like, they talked about this match getting made. And I was like, what? Okay, I guess. All right. I'll bite. But this might be a thing where Ricochet kind of getting the axe and getting kicked out, like, we don't want anything to do with you. I think this might be where Hobbs is in the match, and I think somewhere the Hurt Syndicate might get involved, might bring him in. I know I was talking about this a few months ago when they did this whole thing. I've been talking about Powerhouse Hobbs being like the heavy. Not that they need one. I mean, obviously Lashley's amazing and the other guys are too, but Powerhouse is being that guy to like kind of be the enforcer for the group. Maybe this is where we kind of see a little bit of that, but not for nothing. I think this is where Hobbs kind of gets his hands some gold. Maybe I'm overshooting a little bit, but I think he gets it over to Shida. What do you think?
Well, yeah, Takeshita is a good wrestler, but you're right. We haven't seen much of him since he won the belt. He's not featured heavily. They've been more focusing on Kyle Fletcher from the Don Callis family. So we haven't seen a ton going on with him. When I saw this match was announced when I was watching Dynamite tonight, I was like, that's an odd fucking match. Like, that's just...
Exactly. I was like,
it's a weird pairing and a weird, like, how did Hobbs get a championship match? Like, where did that come from? So I was confused.
I feel like I just threw it together. I literally saw it a couple days ago and I was like, wait, what? When did this even happen? Where's the rivalry? Where does it make sense? They kind of just threw it together. I was like, okay, I guess. All right.
Yeah, it's just kind of like there.
And that's why I kind of was like, okay, well, maybe it's one of those things they're kind of trying to piece things together. So maybe Hobbs gets a win here with some help and he joins them and they build they build the group. I don't know. Like I don't know. It's weird to me. I don't know. But again, I was like, there's no build up. I was like, okay, cool, awesome. Nice.
Yeah, that one I was just like, okay. You know what's funny is how I remember to spell Takesha's name is it's take shit. That's how you spell it.
Every time with you. We talk about this all the time.
Take shit.
It is though. No lie though. She's not wrong.
That's
She's
how
not
you
wrong
spell
though. That
it.
really is how you do it.
That's how you spell it. I'm not being an asshole. I'm just saying that's how you spell it.
Every time she's like, just so you know, this is how I spell it.
Just
like,
so you know.
Poor
That's how I
guy, man. You
remember.
don't think he knows? He's like, man, the fuck, really? Like this? Well, some people remember my name. What the hell? All right, awesome. So speaking of the women, obviously we have the AEW women's world title. Mariah May, Thunder Rosa in a street fight. This is wild to me that Rosa she's been gone for so long, been doing a lot of things. Just boop, pops up with some signs in the crowd, and all of a sudden she's in the title match. It's wild to me, like in the title picture, I should say, getting a title match.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you want to get a Tijuana street fight, okay, cool, awesome. Mariah May is going to win this. I don't know why they're wasting a match on this. I think just a lot of the people that they could kind of run out there against Mariah, but okay, I get it.
They had to put the women's belt on the card.
I get it, but just there's probably
But the pick is interesting.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, but you know, it's fine. So I have Mariah May winning this, obviously. I think it's gonna be a great match. I think they're gonna do some cool things. Thunder Rosa is obviously a great wrestler. She's gonna do some cool things in the ring as well. But I got Mariah May winning this. What do you think?
Yeah, I absolutely have Mariah May winning this. They're not gonna take the title off of her yet. And they're not gonna put it on Thunder Rosa. Not yet. I mean, not that she doesn't deserve it. I'm not saying that Thunder Rosa doesn't deserve a title shot at some point, but not right now. It makes no sense to take the belt off of Mariah May.
Yeah, no. At this point, like, it's the last pay-per-view of the year. It's just like we're moving into, obviously WWE and AEW mirror each other. They have the Royal Rumble. AEW is the Fight for the Fallen. They have a lot of things going into obviously Revolution, and they're going to start setting up those main events for that card. I feel like the past, I want to say 3 years, that pay-per-view has been a 16-card match, old school WrestleMania 17, like just 17 matches, 5 hours. Let's go, like call it a work. Don't nothing else to do. So I just I'm excited for that. So I feel like they're building up to those matches of like they're going to mean something and be awesome and want people to buy it and tune in. So
yeah.
So with the women's, we'll go over to the men's. AEW Men's World Heavyweight Championship match. Orange Cassidy, Jay White, Adam Hangman Page, and the champion Jon Moxley. This match, it's almost like the three of these guys are just kind of unionizing themselves to kind of take down Mox. Obviously, he has history with all of them. All of them have history with each other. This match is going to be awesome. Obviously, everyone on John, everyone fighting each other, as you saw tonight. The three of them kind of get up, walk away from each other. Hey, guys, listen, we have one job. But if everyone watched the Mox promo at the end, Mox, really, it's not about the championship. It's about him. It's about AEW. And that's what separates him from everybody else. And I'm really investing myself. I know a lot of people have talked a lot of shit about this character, like, oh, he's a fake tough guy. And the fact is, Mox is doing this for AEW. He doesn't walk around with the belt. It's in a briefcase. When's the last time we saw the AEW belt? It's been like 2 months.
Yeah,
like he doesn't
since
need
he
to
won
showcase it. Yeah, doesn't need an IG. Doesn't need a pool. Kind of hit at all the points. Doesn't need to. He's a champion. He's out there. He's out there every week defending AEW, not a belt. These three guys want to be champion. I really can't see at this pay-per-view, and I'm not just saying this because like I'm a Mox guy or whatever. I just can't see an avenue or a road if it's Cassidy, if it's White, even Page. I can't see any of these guys winning that belt. Mox is going to want a rematch. I just don't see how he loses the belt this Saturday moving into 2025. Obviously, I feel like if he does, it's going to be somewhere at Revolution or somewhere in 2025 against a big opponent, a built-up opponent where they take down the entire group. So I just don't I don't think these three guys are it. So I think Mox walks out of World's End still your undisputed AEW World Heavyweight Champion. What do you think?
I agree. I don't think they take it off of Mox yet. It doesn't strengthen the storyline any to take it off of Mox. They want this Death Riders thing for them to look strong, for them to be powerful. So why would they take it off of him already and make him lose the power or the leverage that he has against AEW by holding on to the belt? So I think he definitely takes the title. But it's going to be a crazy match. It's going to be chaos.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be one of those really hard to follow what's going on matches because there's going to be so much going on.
Yeah, I think the four of them together is going to be amazing. Like, you have a lot of different like move sets and a lot of different like ways of how they fight. Like, it's just going to be awesome. Like, the four of them going out, and I think it's going to be one of those things too. Like, no one's banned from ringside, obviously. So who's to say, like, Death Riders don't get involved? Anything like that. Anyone else in the back gets helped out, obviously. A lot of people obviously offering their help over to Hangman as well, the lone wolf in this whole match. But it's going to be good, man. I'm excited, but I think Mox, like I said, walks out because it just makes sense moving into 2025. But speaking of 2025, not so much talking about just the AEW World Championship. What are some of your thoughts for AEW wise? Some of the things that you think you would want to see with the company moving into this new year. They have the Max deal. They're going to be streaming. They're excited. Obviously, that's very exciting. What are some of the things you would want to see out of the company, just in general? Not so much like a character or anything like that, but what are some of the things you would want to see AEW do to kind of like get out of that shell and kind of break down like that stereotype of them being like, the secondary company, things like that? What are some things you think they can do in 2025 to kind of be better and kind of have a breakout year in 25?
Consistency. They need to have more consistency. They can't have these up and down weeks where one week you've got a fucking fire show where it's just absolutely phenomenal. And then the next week you go into it and you're like, what was that? Like, how did we go from this last week to this week? It doesn't make any sense. I know people are kind of against it, but maybe a brand split so that more people get featured. Have Collision and have Dynamite, and just kind of have the specific people on the shows to give more people, because when you're using them all across the board, a lot gets left out. So having them on their own shows, you could have more stories and feature more wrestlers on the show.
No, I agree. I think a brand split is something that would be awesome for them. And it's honestly just like take the page out of what Vince did with WWE. You have so many wrestlers, so many people sitting in catering, so many people sitting in the back. Split them up and put them on separate shows. Let them be showcased on the Wednesday, on the Saturday. Obviously, you're getting rid of Rampage. So now you're just literally at 2 shows a week for now. So I think that's the best way to do it. Like I said, I think we talked about this before CM Punk. Fucking Phil.
Fucking Phil. You beat me to it. That's my line.
Before CM Punk went back to WWE, I think it was when you saw him put the X on the belt, him being on Saturdays. Obviously, the issue we had the locker room with the Elite and the Bucks. But yeah, I think you saw a side of that soft split start to happen. FTR was going over there. Other people weren't allowed on certain shows. You saw kind of Tony being like, "Oh, okay, let me do a brand split because it'll separate them." But now I think you need to do that, not for separating the locker room, but you need to spread out your talent. Vince realized that when they were like, yeah, it's the same people on Mondays and Fridays. What the hell? And the second thing is, too, you're wearing out your talent. Like you have on Wednesday, Saturday, traveling 5 days a week, 6 days a week. Now you go here 3 days, a couple of days off. You go over here, do a live, a couple of days off. Like also you save some wear and tear on your talent as well. So, So I agree. I think brand split's the way to go. So,
I just want to see more consistency.
I agree with that. I mean, I will give credit where credit is due. The storylines have been more like long term more making
Mhm.
sense. MJF and Cole is one of them. Swerve and Hangman, that's also cool. And also making it make sense with a couple other guys. So I appreciate that, and that's definitely the way to go. So speaking about 2025, I don't want to go into like the whole like prediction thing of the year, but like if you had to pick one person, one superstar in the entire AEW roster right now, who do you think is going to have the breakout year in AEW in 2025?
Mm.
Take your time. I know this is unplanned. So see, she's looking at her. She's like, you didn't tell me you were going to do this.
Right? You didn't warn me.
That's why it's so good. Take your time. Think about
Um,
it for a second. Like, who do you think out of the whole roster is going to have 25 are going to go, holy shit, this guy broke out this year? I wish I had
probably
Jeff.
Daniel Garcia.
Oh, yes. Okay, I like it. All
Daniel
right.
Garcia.
All right.
I think he's going to start getting featured a lot more.
See, I have a weird one. Now, I don't know if a lot of people, I think Nick Wayne might have an awesome year. I think him under Christian, I think there's a lot of learning, a lot of stuff. Like I think he might have a nice little singles run. I'm not saying world
Mhm.
title, but I think you're going to see him featured a lot more prominently in the main event, a lot of like premier matches. So that's just my call. But I think Nick Wayne might be like the guy.
He's a talented kid.
He really is, man. I mean, and under the tutelage of Christian, learning a lot from him. Like, I just think that might be the way to go. I mean,
Mhm.
there's obviously a lot of other people we can talk about. I mean, I don't know what the future holds for a lot of groups, and certain people. But obviously Kyle Fletcher is a big one too. And I think I
Mhm.
think a lot of what happens with this tournament. That's why I think this is like his tournament to win. Because I think that did all this, shaved the head, going against Osprey. It's no coincidence they're going to face each other to move on in the group. Like that's kind of
Mhm.
that was when you saw them in the different groups. If you didn't think that was going to happen, like that's kind of
Right. They weren't going to end up wrestling each other.
exactly. Like, and I think Osprey, like I said, and not to say he needs to be here being that guy just putting people over and over and over, but like I said, he has the opportunity to be that guy, to take an L, put someone over. Everyone realizes that, and he's still going out there and spray. People are still cheering for him. It doesn't matter if he gets pinned night after night after night. People love him. So,
That's because he's fucking amazing.
all right, relax. Yeah, okay, Jesus. Your bias is crazy. Calm down. The fact that you didn't
Hey,
pick
at least I'm just
the fact
keeping
that
it at that.
is wild to me.
I was being realistic.
I think it's gonna be a hell of a match, but like I said, but that's what I mean though. It's one of those things where he'll take it out, but it'll also be like the Callis family get involved, do something stupid. He takes the L, but he's still a fan favorite because there's nefarious things that helped him like lose the match and things like that. So
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I think overall, I think World's End. I think the card is good. I like how they kind of use that as their finish line for the C2, for the semis and the finals. So that's gonna be cool to see. And I think the Fatal 4-Way is gonna be amazing. But I think the outcome is gonna be very much what all of us think is gonna be Mox walking out with the championship. So
Yeah.
but I think the pay-per-view is going to be good. I'm excited for it. And definitely excited for what 2025 is going to bring for AEW and the rest of the roster. So I'm pumped for it.
Yeah, I'm excited for it too. The Max deal is going to be huge. It's going to bring a lot bigger of an audience. Because not everybody has cable, and a lot of people have streaming apps. So it'll bring a different audience in too, because the audience that doesn't have cable.
Yeah, and not to like go into a whole thing about AEW and like we were talking about 2025. So I don't know about you, but like I love the Hammerstein Ballroom. That the intimate arenas that they're going to the past like 3-4 months have been amazing. Like Hammerstein's amazing anyway. Like I'm an ECW guy, so like I remember them being there. But like I love the intimate settings, smaller, more compact. That's what they need to do first and start building off of that to get into the bigger arenas. But the shows they've been having have been amazing in the little arenas. And I say a little, that is like as like an insult, but it's just know your audience. No, you can't sell
Right.
out a 10,000 person arena, but if you can sell out a 6,000 person arena, do that.
Mhm.
Like NXT
I mean,
was just go ahead.
that's why they've never been to the Pepsi Center.
There you go. Yeah, the look, the sound is, and Hammerstein's awesome as well. Like if you watch ECW, like you saw it in the first match, when you hear a hit, it's like it echoes through the entire thing. The ref talks, it echoes the entire. Like it's just such a great like bandbox to hear wrestling in. Like
Yeah.
NXT was just in Lowell, Mass. And Lowell is so. I got to see Battleground 2 years ago there. It's such an intimate setting. And it's like you're on top of the action happening. You hear everything, you see everything. It's just small arenas, and that's the way to go when you're trying to build that. That's what Dynamite's trying to do. NXT's trying to do the same thing. Know what you're on. If you're not Raw and SmackDown, you're not selling out 15, 20,000 person arenas. You're not doing it. But know your people, know what you can get. But if you can sell out little arenas, sell out the fucking arena. Like do that. I'm excited to see what's going to happen now that Rampage is gone. I'm wondering if AEW is going to start a third show. I know Shockwave apparently has been turned down by Fox. They're trying to replace SmackDown on Fox. Fox doesn't want it because of quote unquote declining ratings. So Tony starts doing but again, like you said, Max will do a lot of things for their ratings. I think help the demo, do a lot of things for them moving forward. So I'm excited for that. But I've said it before. I'll say it 100 times. Like AEW needs to succeed. They need to be that second promotion because without them, WWE gets flat. They get complacent. Yep. They're not trying to build their stuff, and they have amazing. Their roster is one of the best. WWE has a great roster, an amazing roster of homegrown and like national talent. AEW has international talent known around the world. And it's also from WWE, New Japan, all over the world. Such a great roster that people need to watch and people need to see. And I hope that Max kind of helps them with that on there and obviously on TBS. And hopefully they're able to start growing their ratings in the 2025. So I'm pumped for that.
They need to have the consistency to do that, though. They've got to have consistency. They need to put on consistently good shows.
No, I agree. Like the WWE is cooking right now, but even when they have I feel like WWE has shitty matches and shitty shows, they're still hitting because they have the rivalries that they want. And they have the right people out there, so it's just. But yeah, I just
see it, and then there's me that watches it, and I'm sitting there like, fuck, like why? Like this is boring.
Yeah, did you watch this past Monday on a pre-recorded show? Pre-recorded show?
Did. Well, I watched half of it, and then my stream went out, and then I gave up.
But it's a pre-recorded show. They're not going to put amazing matches out on a show that spoilers are going to get. Like, Paul knows, okay, if we filmed 2 shows, I was supposed to go when they were in Connecticut. And if I went, there have been 2 shows, I would have known what would happen. They're not going to put on stellar matches and stellar, storyline pushing things for a show that's pre-taped. They know the spoilers get out. No one's going to tune in anyway. But you got to give yourself a Raw after WrestleMania opportunity and watch that and then go off of that. Let's see what happens. But just saying.
Okay.
I'm just okay. If you're gonna,
I try and watch it on a weekly basis.
Show and be like, hey, it sucks. Because they put out matches that everyone's gonna know. They're gonna know by Tuesday morning what happens next week, so they're not gonna do anything crazy or anything stellar.
Well, this show taped on Sunday, and I didn't hear any spoilers.
From what?
Dynamite taped on Sunday.
There was a couple.
Was there?
I didn't hear about this match. I didn't hear about the final match, but I heard a couple.
Yeah, I didn't hear any of them.
I saw the toilet paper match. I saw a couple other ones. So, but
yeah, I didn't see any spoilers.
That's what it is. But everyone, yeah. But pre-tape, you're not.
But that's what happens with a pre-tape show.
That's a cool thing, though. That I mean, moving forward, I know with WWE on Netflix, I'm pumped because they're not going to pre-tape anything. They're going to film whenever, wherever they are. They're just going to film the show. Go. So I'm excited for that. So hopefully, they do the same thing.
It's a different era for wrestling in 2025 with it being on streaming.
Yeah, for both. For them being on Max and WWE
for
being on
both
Netflix,
companies.
it's gonna be wild. Like it's just, yeah.
Well, at least Netflix fixed their issues with live broadcasting because football looked decent today.
Football looked all right. I'll give you that. Like I was like, man, you guys better figure this shit out. I saw the Tyson fight, and I went, you know what? I don't know how I feel about this wrestling shit on Mondays.
The Tyson fight.
The Tyson stand up.
The Tyson joke that
show up and get paid match.
show up and get paid match, yeah. The I look fantastic in my training videos, but I'm just gonna stand here in the actual match.
Listen, if he had hit Paul at full force, man, he would have killed the man. Like that dude is disgusting, man. He might be old, but the power doesn't go away, man. It's man. Jake was like, I don't want that smoke, man. I'll pay you. Just don't hit me. Don't hit me.
I'll pay you $20 million. Just don't fucking hit me.
Don't fucking hit me. The one thing I will
kicking
say
at it too. Look at this comment. Kicking at it too. I've seen more movement in a dance break at the nursing home.
Not wrong.
Is that Michael or Tori? That has to be Tori.
Dude. Tyson just eat his gloves.
That has to be Tori,
rounds, bro. Like, I love it.
That's gotta be Tori.
Oh my god. Oh. But I was Mike. He just said it was Mike.
Oh, it's Mike.
Yes. Awesome. But I will say this though. Netflix just announced a couple days ago. They're going to do a couple shows, and then also they're going to do a Raw Classic or a Raw Retro with Big E. I really hope AEW. They need to do some like not necessarily what Raw does. Like when Raw is done, you can go to Peacock, and you see Raw Talk. You do the SmackDown Rebound 2 on Friday nights. AEW, I feel like needs to do other shows and getting kind of more interactions with people who are like, I didn't watch this, but the casual fan will go over and see an AEW like featured show, content, whatever you want to do, and you're like, oh, okay, I'll watch this. Kind of bring you into watching the actual show during the week. So I really hope like that's kind of like what they start to do with Max. In WWE again. They're the flag bearer. They have Saturday Night Main Event on NBC. Like they do the little shows where the common person who goes, I haven't watched wrestling in forever. Fuck, I'll watch it. It's on at 8:00 on network TV. I'll watch this. AEW needs to do more of those things to get people to watch it because the talent is there. We can all agree with that. The talent is there, man. They've
got a phenomenal roster.
My biggest thing, and I said this a while back, I've gotten off of it, but I'm telling you right now, man. Ring of Honor needs to get a fucking reboot. Tony, they need a reboot, man. Like that could be your third show. That could be your NXT. Put the wrestlers down there that are getting the time on Dynamite and Collision. Put them on Ring of Honor. That's exactly what WWE does. Ring of Honor could be the third show and the third brand, and people love that. They love that brand. They know that brand. The name Ring of Honor. Oh, shit. I've watched that before. Used to be on cable TV at 11 o'clock at night on Nesson around here in the Northeast or on whatever, like Syndicate TV it was. Bring that back. Put it on Max. Put it on TBS. Ring of Honor could bring so many eyes to that brand and to go, oh, shit. Fletch is here wrestling for the Ring of Honor title. Oh, shit. What is he? He wrestles on AEW? And now people are watching Wednesdays. They're watching Saturdays. Like Ring
and
of
it'll
Honor,
get Sammy Guevara back on fucking TV.
Dude, Dustin and Sammy are out here putting on clinics as Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, and nobody's watching it. Matt Cardona and Chris Jericho just burned the house down for the Ring of Honor World Championship, and nobody is watching these matches. These pay-per-views need to be on TV and need to be showcased, and a lot of people need to be watching this because I'm telling you, man, Ring of Honor is such a historic name in wrestling. And if Tony does it right, when he bought all the rights for this, like if they do it right, that brand can be brought back in such a great mold and just do so much good for those belts in that name. I really hope that's something that happens in 2025. That's my one wish to Santa. That's my one wish for 2025, that Ring of Honor gets a reboot and a rebirth that does it justice. And a lot of people get eyes on that talent. I just
Yeah, I guess my other wish for AEW is to get Sammy Guevara back on fucking TV where he belongs.
I agree. I agree. He's doing yeoman's work, man. He looks amazing wrestling with Dustin for those tag titles, man. They had an awesome match at Final Battle. It was awesome, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, I just get that man back on television. Like, that's where he belongs. He is a pillar. Like, why is he on Ring of Honor? Why? Well, we all know why. But
yeah.
Because the princess came.
But I just Ring of Honor needs it, man. I'm telling you, I think they could just if you put it on network TV. It was getting great ratings being on. I'm not even kidding. Like here in the Northeast was on Nesson at like 9:00 at night on like Friday, Saturday, Sundays. Like that's fine. You're still getting eyes on it. Like Tony loves to run 17-hour like TV shows when you go there to watch film Ring of Honor. Like do that. Do Ring of Honor shows. You start running that run it like an indie show. Start doing the smaller venues around like the little cities that don't go to Boston, go to Lowell, like go to Worcester, you know what I mean? Go to New Hampshire, go to Manchester in New Hampshire, go to not Hartford, but go to like Enfield. Go to the little places that people will want, especially in the Northeast, man. People up here are hungry for wrestling. They love wrestling. But go in the little places that people want to see wrestling. That's where you want to build a Ring of Honor, and that's why Ring of Honor was so good. It was grassroots. So I mean, I could sit here for another 20 minutes and give you the laundry list of wrestlers that have come in WWE right now that came from Ring of Honor. And same thing at AEW. But WWE was built on a Ring of Honor wrestlers. And it's just that company has you hear that name and you go, oh, I'm gonna go watch a Ring of Honor show. Okay. So I just think Tony is just sitting on the gold mine. And whether he bought it just for film value or to keep it away from WWE, whatever he did, but
he needs to use it.
Yeah, but I mean, you go to Fox, you go to somebody like you go to Fox with like Shockwave, and Fox is like, nah, man, no one's watching Dynamite. Get the fuck out of here. We're not. You're like, hey, we want to reboot Ring of Honor. What do you think if you guys want to be the house for 2 hours 2 hours a week on Thursday? Oh shit, yeah. Fox is like, yeah, we'll do Ring of Honor. Okay, cool, let's do it. Like that's something someone's gonna bite on. But yeah, end of the day, like to kind of put a bow on it and bring for Christmas. See what I did there? We kind of bring the circle, like bring it full circle, I should say, and close it. To piggyback on what you said, AEW needs so much more consistency and just really needs to be more out there for the fans, I guess, if that makes sense. I mean, obviously, like the sickos, I guess, is that what Tony calls them? They tune in Wednesdays, they tune in Saturdays, but you need to get to the casual fan. WWE will always be that upper hand. And I don't think it's a competition at this point. Tony needs to just focus on AEW. You're worth $2 billion. All right. You're crazy. You got an awesome TV deal, streaming and with TBS. Stop trying to beat, sometimes your arms aren't long enough to box with God. Focus on WWE down the road. Be AEW. BAW, focus on what you're doing and just build off of that. Build off a Ring of Honor. Go off of that. I just really hope AEW focuses on themselves and Tony at some point kind of hands the reins over to somebody else creatively wise and goes, tell you what, I'm going to go sit up behind the monitor and Gorilla and you guys just figure out what we do storyline wise. Don't be a Vince McMahon. Don't be when they have ideas, don't go, no, I don't like that. Don't let the minds think. You just sit there and pull the strings, be the guy.
But that is one thing that Tony is good at, is listening to the wrestlers and letting them do their thing.
Yeah.
For the most part.
The Daniel Garcia for the longest time. Like it's nice, like you just said. I think 2025 is going to be an awesome year for him. But it took him so long. And I mean, I don't want to talk about the elephant in the room. Where's Ricky Starks? Like, what are we doing? You have so many wrestlers that like people clamor for, that want on TV, not being used, whether it's a contract thing, whether it's whatever it is. Like, what are we doing? Like there's
We're not gonna see Ricky Starks back.
No, the next time you're going to see Ricky, I'm telling you right now, I'm not sure. It's going to be in a WWE ring. He's going to go hang out with Cody. It sucks, but that sucks though. That sucks because Ricky's so good. And the last time you really saw him is you getting buried by Adam Copeland, calling him a vanilla midget, a la Kevin Nash. And it was just such a weird go between the two of them. On Edge's part, and it's just so weird that Edge went that route. I mean, Adam blocked me on Twitter. I've been a huge Edge fan. I met Edge 3 years ago. I'm a huge Edge fan. And I came for him. Like, why would you? That was clearly not planned. And it was just like, what are you doing? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, next time you see Ricky, it's gonna be in WWE, man. I'm telling you, which sucks because he's a phenomenal talent and he could really be used. He did amazing work with CM Punk when he was going for the AEW title a while back. But it's just
absolutely.
Yeah, but again,
but we don't know what happened behind the scenes either.
You never know.
Something had to happen.
I mean, he did an interview talking about him showing up at WrestleMania for Cody, and Ricky said that Tony okayed it. So it has nothing to do. A lot of people say it's because he showed up at WWE, and Ricky said it has nothing to do with that whatsoever. So, good on Ricky for not kind of airing dirty laundry, and but all I can say is I hope to see him. Whether it's in AEW or in WWE, I can't wait to see him back in a ring wrestling, hopefully sooner than later. So,
yeah, he's talented.
I agree, man. I agree. But yeah, so
yeah,
awesome. Yeah, I'm excited, man. World's End's going to be good. 2024 has been great. I think 2025 has some great things lined up for AEW. I think you have a lot of talent, obviously, with the Hurt Syndicate and a lot of other people lining up. So I'm excited to see what happens. So
hell yeah.
So
we got big things coming in 2025 too. So
I don't want to let them out tonight, man. I'm telling you.
I know. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing.
Oh man, we got big interviews coming, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be an awesome 2025. I can't wait, man. But
I already let the cat out of the bag on mine. On January 9th, we have TJ Perkins coming on the Lowdown.
Oh,
so that is going to
talk to Perkins, baby.
Fucking awesome. Super excited for that.
Such a get.
Super excited for that.
Yeah, I have numerous.
I think I'm going to talk to Aria Perkins too, his wife, to see if she wants to come on and talking about her career prior to becoming a mom and that whole transition, from being a wrestler to being a mom.
Absolutely. We have a lot of WWE ex and current talent lined up. Also, a lot of indies wrestlers as well. Very, very excited. Not gonna let the cat out of the bag yet. Probably another week or two away from starting to announce the lineup for the month of January and February. So very, very excited. So big things coming. So I'm excited. So obviously, if you watch my show, you've seen Jessy. But if you haven't, Jessy, where can everyone find you on the socials?
They can find me on Twitter at shit. I always have to look. Hold on.
You gotta know your own handle. Come on, what are you doing?
I was saying it wrong forever.
Somebody's hitting the eggnog too early, man. Damn.
I had way too much tequila earlier. Jess Skywalker 10. Or on YouTube at The Lowdown with Princess Skywalker.
Oh, my man Mike. See, my Mike just hit with. See, that's another talent. Samoa Joe. What are we doing? That man has so much talent left in the tank, man. Oh my God. It's Tony sitting on so much. Oh my God. We could do this for like 20 minutes. There's just so many people on that roster. It's just oh my God.
That need to be seen more.
I get caught up, man. I'm just Samoa Joe. He's older but can go so much. And him and Swerve had an amazing go. Oh man. Anyway, that being said, those of you that don't know, you can find me at Chairshot Sports, YouTube, on X, also on Facebook and on Instagram. But yeah, so awesome. Always a pleasure, Jess. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Obviously, you can find me and Jess on the Lowdown, usually weekly on her show, Talking AEW. But with that being said, we wanted to cover World's End. So with that being said, thank you so much. And here's looking forward to an amazing pay-per-view Saturday, World's End, an awesome 2025.
Bye.
Thank you guys. And to all, a good night.